Right now, your pet is doing something that looks like love. The dog parked by the door, the cat winding around your legs the moment your feet hit the floor. It looks like love, but is it real? You've wondered. Some quiet night when he only comes over once the bowl is full. Does he love me, or does he love the guy who opens the can? That question has an actual answer. Scientists have put your pet in a brain scanner, ran it through the same tests we use on human babies, and measured what fires in its brain when it catches your scent. And the answer isn't the sweet version. It isn't the cynical one either. You leave for work. The door clicks shut. And somewhere in your chest, a small voice asks whether the animal on the other side is counting the hours until you're back, or already forgot you exist. You felt that. Everybody who's ever loved a pet has stood on the wrong side of that door. So here's the first real thing. That feeling isn't in your head, it's in his body. When you leave a dog alone in an unfamiliar place, its stress chemistry climbs. Cortisol, the same alarm chemical you run when you're anxious, and it starts hunting for you. Not for food, for you. And when you come back and say hello, your voice and your hands both, its body chemistry measurably shifts back toward calm. You are the thing that turns the alarm off. A real event in a real body. So the guilt you carry out that door, turn it over. It's not proof you're projecting, it's the first receipt. Now let's go inside the animal, because for dogs we can. In one study, scientists trained dogs to lie perfectly still in an fMRI scanner, awake, no restraints, and then piped in different smells. A stranger, a dog from their own home, themselves, and you. And here's what lit up brightest. Not the other dog it lives with, not even its own scent. Yours. Your smell alone flipped on the reward center. The pleasure switch. Harder than anything else in the room. Just the ghost of your scent on a cotton swab. You weren't even there, and its brain went, that one, that's the good one. Then they pushed further. They taught dogs one signal for praise coming, another for food coming, then watched which one the reward center wanted more. For a lot of dogs, your praise, just good boy, just your voice being proud of them, fired that pleasure switch as hard as the food. For some, harder. And not every dog. One little terrier in the study picked food 100% of the time. That's not less love. That's your dog being a foodie. Same bond, different flavor. But for most of them, a kind word from you and a piece of hot dog landed in the same place in the brain. You are, chemically, a treat. Dogs are the easy case. What about the animal that acts like it couldn't care less? Here's the first crack in the cat's poker face. Play a cat a list of words, normal words, then its own name mixed in, spoken in the same flat tone, sometimes even by a total stranger it's never met. And the cat reacts to its name, ears swivel, head turns. It's not usually the big run across the room reaction. It's subtle, an ear and a glance. And here's the part that's easy to get wrong. The cat almost certainly doesn't hear its name and think, that's me. It hears the one sound in all your human noise it's decided is worth listening for. Out of everything you say all day, it kept that one. Here's the last receipt, the one cat people will fight you on. Put a cat in a room and offer it four things at once: food, a toy, an interesting smell, and a person. Free choice, no pressure, and the single biggest share of cats, about half, walked over to the human. Food came in second, not most cats, but the largest group by far. And think what that means on your own couch. Offered dinner, or you, more cats picked you. There are two stories everybody carries about this, and you've heard both. There's the sweet one. Oh, of course they love you. Look at that face. And there's the cynical one, the one your funniest friend says at the party. Nah, it's cupboard love. You're the food dispenser. He'd love anyone who fills the bowl. The cynic is not wrong. He's half right. Part of this genuinely is cupboard love. Your pet really did learn you equal food. That's how a cat learns its own name. The sound that shows up right before good things. A huge amount of that early bond ran straight through the food bowl. So the cynic gets to keep his point. It's real. The sweet version is real too. They're both true and they're both only half the story, which means the actual question was never love or food. It's what got built on top of the food. The love and the food got wired together over thousands of years of living in our houses, and then the love grew into something the food alone can't explain. Because you can teach an animal that you mean dinner. You can't teach it to run the same machinery a baby runs with its mother. No treat trains that. And that's exactly what these tests reach for. Scientists didn't go looking for magic. They ran the exact tests we built for human babies. And your pet passes. Start with the eyes. When you and your dog hold a long look, a real one, the kind where neither of you looks away, the same bonding hormone, oxytocin, tends to rise in both of you at once. Not just the dog, you. And the longer the gaze holds, the bigger the rise in both bodies. That's a loop that looks a lot like the one running between a parent and a baby. Not every dog does this, and the science is still young, but the loop is real enough that your dog staring at you across the room may be quietly dosing you both. You always assumed you were the one looking at him. Turns out you're standing in the loop too. You're half of it. Then the babies test for cats. Researchers took the setup psychologists use on human babies. Put the little one somewhere new, step out, come back, see if the parent is home base, and ran the same kind of test on cats. About two-thirds of them treated their owner as a safe base, roughly the same rate you find in human babies. Now, this one's a hotter debate than the dog stuff. Not every study agrees, and it's newer science. The way a baby clings to mom in a strange room? A large chunk of cats do a version of the same thing toward you, and one more, written even deeper. Part of your dog's friendliness is shaped by its genes. There's a stretch of dog DNA where dogs and wolves differ, and in people, that same stretch produces one of the most intensely social conditions we know. It's not that wolves lack a friendly gene and dogs have it. It's that somewhere in becoming our dogs, that piece of them got tuned toward us. The need to look at a human face, to check in, to be near, some of that is written into the blueprint. That's why your dog can't stop checking your face across the room. It's not just habit, it's built in. So turn all of that back around onto you, on your couch, tonight. If your dog's brain lights up for the sound of your voice, if your cat, offered dinner, wanders over to your lap instead, then the thing you feel every evening at that door isn't you making it up. It's a measurable event happening in two bodies at the same time, and you are one of the two bodies. And the cats? This is the best part. They run a quieter, more conditional version of all of this. Affection on their terms, when they've decided, on the schedule they set. And that is not a lesser love. That's a love you have to be invited into, one that only counts because it was never automatic. And that guilt you carried out the door at the start, set some of it down. They do register that you're gone, not a countdown of despair, more like holding a place for a smell they know is coming back. So the next time your pet looks up at you and you catch yourself wondering if it's real, maybe the better question isn't whether they love you. Maybe it's what it feels like from the other side of that stare to be looking at you.